Yo, 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 yo. Turn this music down. We vibing. Dude, I love the hi-hats in this production I made. Them shits be like... It's like when once somebody taught me how to oscillate my hi-hats, I couldn't stop on Ableton. Everything had to be oscillated. Up and down, up and down. Let's fucking go. What's up, y'all? We looking at CNBC because the title of the video today is exactly what I'm thinking right now. It is hilarious. We are back to this stupid narrative that always floats its boat in crypto world. In crypto world, what they like to say, so it depends on what side of the pendulum you're on. Me, I'm like, again, block space. You know, I'm trying to create my cryptos, trying to own real estate in the space by the cell phone company before it's the cell phone company. And long story short, there's a lot of narratives that pull my market back because we're considered risk off. It's a risk off asset. People think Bitcoin isn't real, or cryptos in general. It's non-tangible. It's not backed by anything. Yet you can go to Coinbase and you definitely can spend your hard-earned fiat on some Bitcoins. That's like a normal thing now. So it's that narrative is starting to get kind of annoying when I hear it. It's like, it's not backed by anything. It's like, bro, there's literally a Coinbase, and they've got a whole ass stock on the New York Stock Exchange, and their company is backed by Bitcoin, which is backed by nothing. I don't think so. What's up, man? This is Crypto Bros voice, motherfucking shit. We chilling, man. It's Friday. What up, Sun Station? What up, Ben Gran? See you there. And what up, YouTube? What up, cyberspace? How's it going? This is your boy Crypto Bro, aka More World Peace, the DJ / producer. You know what it is. I make the beats in the stream, so if you vibe out, go ahead, visit my website down below. Got mixes, music, you know, things to play, I guess, when you're working and shit. That's where I come from. That's my background, and I stay true to it every time I pull up into the internet land, because we still thinking about that. And yeah, a lot of ideas coming very soon. Merging worlds coming very soon, right? We're just waiting for X1 chain. We need the data. We need the hard drive. And that's kind of, again, where I'm getting more and more signals that everything is going as planned. Nothing right now. Wait, what the fuck? Hold up. Did I read this correct right now? Does this say breaking? Japan becomes the 5th country to land on the moon. The fuck? What? Japan land on the moon? Is this a real photo? What the fuck? Oh, an artist render of the landing. Hell no. Not when they sold us some CGI. That's crazy. What the fuck? Wasn't expecting that. Damn, Japan on the moon. But they ain't got no photos? I don't understand it. It's 2024, and you really mean to tell me that they just said these motherfuckers are on the moon and they ain't got no photos? That's crazy. Breaking news, though. This is breaking in space right now. Above the galaxy, or above our heads right now, Japan is landing on the moon. I don't know why they're doing that. But again, see, I'm over here on CNBC, and I'm starting off the show keeping it very mainstream, right? In the mainstream right now, Japan just landed on the moon. Okay, take notes. NASDAQ is up 0.39%. Jesus, the gains. So is the S&P and the Dow. They're up a little bit. 0.25, 0.16, the gains. And like what's comedy is all of the stock news is going on right now. Again, guys, we're fucked. We're in crypto. Risk the fuck off us, you know. Dump crypto is bullshit. We on the moon, you know. That's the world. Yeah, stocks rise on Friday, putting the S&P 500 inches away from a record close. Ooh, inches. Ford, I read this morning too. Ford cuts production on F-150 Lightning EV as jobs to Broncos and Rangers instead. They said, hey, man, people don't give a fuck about EVs. What the fuck? Let's pump them Broncos out. They like those. They still gas guzzling in America. Those with the money. It's funny how they try to doomsday us all together, but then the ones that are controlling the whole doomsday, they making profit on the side and shit. Controlling CNBC, telling us that Japan's on the moon and shit. A low-cost trade that wins the S&P 500 breaks out and heads for 5,000 next. Oh, see, this is a pro one. You got to pay for this one to learn why it went 5,000. Bullshit. Today we're just shitting on CNBC because they're pulling our fucking market back. Uh, this F-150 EV thing though is pretty huge right now. In 10 years, in case you didn't know, in America we have to switch all of our cars to EV. We don't really know what the world looks like or what that even entitles. Like for me, I think it's going to be like you'll have to pay a gas tax on your car or something. Like gas will still be here. But until we get a Tesseract type energy source from fucking the Marvel comics, IDK, how are we going to really replace gas? That's my whole debate on that. I get it, the world, oh my God. But gas is just more consumer friendly. Literally. You know, like a gangster can't own an EV. The fuck? If a G is running on E and he got to go and sit in a parking lot for 11 hours, that ain't going to work. What? Hell nah. So this got to upgrade itself, and this is a good thing to see. Makes me bullish on Ford that they're respecting the concept of the gains. But this is a bearish ass narrative because the world is like, we're going to EVs, you know. Apple offers rival access to mobile payment tech in the EU. Apple's falling off hard right now. They're going through the ringer. I'm not really too worried about Apple though in the mainstream. Again, right now I'm talking about the mainstream because the mainstream is what's bringing the market down. So you should go read this shit. Get hit. Apple's $3,000 Vision Pro headset now available to order. Okay, so now you can order this for, let's say it's $3,600 after taxes and stuff, probably maybe $37. This is pretty cool though, this Vision Pro thing. But I think again, this is kind of like a top signal, like VR from Apple, and it looks like this. It's 2024. We ain't got moon photos, and we got a strapped headset from Apple. The headset is a strap. That don't make no sense. Like, what? I was just watching the Hackers movie, or the movie Hackers. Or I just watched this movie. It's a good movie to watch. If you've never seen it and you're a nerd like myself, this movie is 19 years, or my bad, 29 years old now. Jesus. So next year I'll be 30 years old. Wild. But what's funny about this movie is in the movie in 95, they have like because I see this as just a comedy. You know, it's just an over exaggerated version of our world, of how we live in the internet, right? But what's funny is they actually have a VR moment in this movie in 95 to give us that perception of the future where it's futuristic to be chilling in VR, right? But what's funny is the headset looked just like this. So it's like, damn, 30 years ago they predicted like the Apple headset, right? And that's not how I believe it. You know, that's not how I perceive it. I just see it as a design, and it's a flawless design that has now pushed itself into the future. Now it has an Apple spin to it. But I knew this shit was not going to sell like hotcakes because it's ugly. Now, what's funny though is this is probably going to turn into a collector's item. So I'm definitely going to be trying to get myself a Vision Pro after the fact. I don't think it's going to sell out or anything like that. And I think people will use it, or maybe like businesses will buy the Vision Pro and then they'll be like, oh, we don't need this shit. And then you can just get it for the low, like number one. So yeah, I'm definitely going to try to get my hands on one just to have it. Cause it's a futuristic concept, like going all the way back 30 years ago to like a hit cyberpunk movie, you know? So pretty cool shit, but it's falling hard like a rock. And in the mainstream, that's a reason to sell your Apple stocks. It's funny. What else is going on? What else is going on? Oh shit, look at this. Jim Cramer's top 10 things to watch out for in the stock market Friday. And then they show Tim Cook without even being in the club. All right, man, they about to fucking rug pull Apple, bro. They about to take your Christmas money. Remember in Christmas when you set your bets on your 2024 tech companies that you were going to say that were going to win, and you decided not to get into Bitcoin? Check out Bitcoin slides. In the crypto world, damn, we're fucking mainstream. What up, Tree City West? Moon is portal. Yeah, mainstream lies. The moon is the portal. That's what's so funny. It's like, yo, we're mainstream in crypto now. Peep it. CNBC has a whole / crypto world URL here with actual news. Is this the clip? This is the clip of Jamie Dimon being an idiot. Let's look at the real world, guys.
Today, Jamie Dimon says he's done talking about crypto. The SEC and Coinbase face off in federal court. And the managing director at CoinDesk Indices,
something like that. We got
that should have been registered.
All right, listen to this person. This guy, he's a person now. I don't know. He's hanging on for dear life. All right, here we're gonna switch gears. All right, we're fuck the mainstream. I'm not gonna play the Jamie Dimon is the good guy. This guy is a horrible dude right now, because what he's doing is he's using deceptive tactics to change the narrative for those that follow him, because he's a node in IRL. A lot of people gonna use Jamie Dimon as a signal or as a heads up that, hey, maybe I should look into something. And again, it's kind of funny that the mainstream is still saying Bitcoin isn't backed by anything, yet I see Coinbase in front of my face, and I can definitely go and take my fiat and buy some Bitcoins that they've mined, that they're willing to sell to me. And now they've, again, got a profitable company going based on people making subscriptions. So that's what Coinbase is hacking right now in crypto, is that people don't want to have their keys, right? So since people don't want to have their keys, Coinbase is literally showing that business model on how to make money in crypto. So Jamie Dimon, in my opinion, is at the end of his shit. This is the end of it, because eventually I do expect banks to take the Coinbase model. And what I feel like it's going to happen, in my opinion, is Coinbase is going to be integrated into everything, because it's an already set up system that's regulated by the SEC. And you know, we can get crypto busy in America really quick if people work with Coinbase versus working against it. So again, that's why I'm like, on some real crypto shit, this is the end. This is the very end. We're getting ready to get a fucking pullback because mainstream is depressed. Mainstream is depressed. War might happen, so people are going back into dollars, right? We did this yesterday on stream. People are going back into dollars. We have the 200 here. We're trying to capture it. Now, there could be two scenarios here again. The mainstream scenario seems to be playing out, and I'm going to go with that one. So that's why I put a heart here, face, because I think we're going to capture the 200 and then capture the 72 and continue up. Because this is a pretty bullish chart here. This would have been the bottom. Now we're here at the top of the 200. If we can capture the 200, we should cross. Similar to this move. You see, come up, capture it, cross it up. And then we should see some highs on top of here. Now, how high it goes, I don't fucking know. I'm not trading the dollar. But that's what's happening in mainstream, making it easy to risk off on Bitcoin. Because, again, Bitcoin doesn't have hodlers yet. We're not there yet. That's going to come later, right? And that's why on the channel I've been saying 50K by March. This is a good zone to be in limbo. And if we can get lower lows, right? Let's say a lot of the traders, because that's what I'm thinking. I'm thinking Bitcoin's price is out of our hands. We can't dictate the price of Bitcoin as users, because it's not our market anymore. This market is controlled by BlackRock and JP Morgan and people like that, because their users are the mindset drivers, right? They're the people in the driving seat of the race car, not me, not you, right? Maybe ordinals will sneak in, but what's up, Sun Station? You said I need to mention big maps after scaring you on X like that. Oh, because basically I said I'm feeling very bearish on bitmaps. Now, it's more of a short-term bearishness. I see a lot of stuff going on in Bitcoin ordinals that it makes me feel like we're consolidating to a grand idea. And the OP cats, they brought me to this belief. They brought me to this belief because when I listen to spaces in the Bitcoin community, everyone's everywhere. They're too sporadic. And what I've learned in Zen, shout outs the X, what I've learned in Zen is it's not that you can be too spread out. It's just that you need to be aware that it's spread out. So you're waiting for it's like a deep breath, like, right? Your lungs are going to spread out. So right now the space is very excited. Big ass deep breath is happening right now. But I think we're getting ready to have that blowout where we consolidate into a grand idea, right? That's like Zen. Shout out to the X. It taught me this. Zen is everywhere, but what is it going to do? You're going to burn your Zen from all these chains into X1 chain, which is the grand idea, right? So now all of everything behind the grand idea, which is X1 chain, has reason. It has purpose. Right? Before you were just burning to burn, for the reward of the provider, right? That's what I'm labeling DBZen as now. DBZen is just an XN provider. So Zen is the network, DBZen is the shop, right? And then when you go to DBZen to use their product, or AKA in tech world, their protocol, you're going to be using their network to provide you XN. Burning your Zen here gets you XN on the other side, right? And there could be a future, again, this is pure hopium, but it's coming from the best hopium person in the ecosystem because I fucking hear every single day. But there is the hopium that all of the Zens see a restraint on burning, where there's not enough Zen being mined for the amount of demand, causing Zen to find a wild ass price on all chains, depending on the popularity of X1 chain, right? So I've been trying to figure out a world where Zen dies. And I can only see it happening on other chains because people honestly don't go there. And the burn, or let's say it's based on market cap for real, and there's never it's based on market cap for the Zen, not for the blockchain. So then that kills the Zen too. Because Zen gotta die, right? Unless it's built to be alive forever, which means X1 chain is gonna always have burners again. And then that goes back this is a fucking XN provider. Phoenix is an XN provider. You want some XN, you go to a provider. You can go and buy it, but if you have Zen, if you're mining Zen daily, because you understand the game, which is miners get the best supply on XN than a buyer. Because a buyer is fighting or is buying inflation, whereas if you're mining, you're creating inflation, right? Pretty cool system, dude. I still need to map it out because I'm seeing so many different ways that Zen can help a lot of different things. And again, it's not going to fizzle out like everything else in crypto 2.0. This is literally crypto 3.0. Every other coin is going to have to mimic Zen by going to other networks and making a destination on the other side. Again, this is like opening up a bunch of cell phone stores. Now everyone can get a cell phone on T-Mobile. But you put the theory on top. It's like, oh, okay, this is a big cell phone store, and some of these have the better minutes. You get more time, or you get more time for your buck. Yeah, they will say it like that. You get more time for your buck, whereas other places it's not going to be like that. So we're waiting for that game to fully play itself out. It's going to happen when we learn more about what the burn is, right? So, keep mining, doing your thing. But yeah, this right here, this is what taught me about what's going on in Bitcoin, which is that it's too spread out. Ordinals are too spread out. Everybody's got to kind of come back. Once more people are, you know, grounded, you know, too many people acting like Japan right now, up in the moon. Japan on the moon, man. So if you in Japan and you on the moon, I feel it. It's amazing. But some of us are still here on Earth, like, bruh, there's too many people on the moon, and that's what causes pullbacks. It's not the market exiting, because how can this market die? That's no longer a thing. Bitcoin no longer dies. Bitcoin loses liquidity due to mainstream narrative, because we're mainstream AF. So again, it's Friday. We'll see what happens. Luckily, the mainstream markets close on Fridays. So the weekend market in crypto now is simply just the user. Gives it the opportunity to move in certain ways. But again, like I said in the beginning of the stream, I don't think the users control today's narrative. And that's why this is a full-blown get the fuck out of Bitcoin signal. Underneath the 72, we tested it. We broke it today. So essentially, that's already letting us know. Expect lower prices going into Monday, Tuesday of next week. You know, how low it goes on a trader's retrospect, again, I would say follow the 200. That could act as like a support. But again, I don't think Bitcoin is going to die, because as Bitcoin goes lower in price, stats become easier to obtain. So the ordinal community will rush in and buy all the Bitcoins. Like, I'm already thinking of that shit too. I'm like, damn, discount on stats. That makes it. That's a lot of people are seeing that now. You rewind to 2023, 2022, there wasn't a big consensus of people in crypto that said, oh, cheaper stats. Like, we didn't really see it like that, because again, Bitcoin was dead. It had no purpose. There was nothing on the other side when you used a Bitcoin, just somebody else's address. Now I can inscribe a JSON file with the right technology and the right protocols. I can get an expression that's special, right? That's what's cool about ordinals, is it's on chain in a JSON file that can be accessed and like brought to life by a computer or by a browser UX. So it's really in the internet. Like, you know, you no longer need another web server, right? And that might be very complex for some people to understand, because they've never hosted data on the internet. But like, if you host data on the internet, this is again why I see Bitcoin, Ethereum, and all these cryptos that are going to embrace this. I see them as becoming possible areas for people to store information, and maybe even big brands like movie houses, record labels, artist studios. That's the type of shit that I can see being stored on like a Bitcoin. I mean, we actually saw it yesterday. Donald Trump is moving to Bitcoin, right? That was news on X yesterday. So some people are starting to see the value again in data storage on Bitcoin, and you need Bitcoins to store data in Bitcoin. So that solves the problem that they were having, which is, what the fuck do I do with this Bitcoin? Do I send it to Coinbase? You know, what do? I just trade it? This is boring. Right now it's like, nah, man, you can turn that shit into a trump card, literally. It's kind of crazy. What up, Code Cluster? But yeah, so like, here, I'll show you what I was talking about. Oh, well, let's listen to Jamie Dimon saying some bullshit real quick.
As securities, and that Coinbase's staking program should have registered with the agency. And finally, CNBC is on the ground at the World Economic Forum in Davos and caught up with JP Morgan CEO Jamie Dimon. He's long been a critic of most crypto, and now he says he's tired of talking about it, but still sees the potential of
I'm tired of talking about this.
blockchain.
This is the last time I've ever talked about this in CNBC, okay? So help me God. Blockchain is real. It's a technology. We use it. It's going to move money. It's going to move data. It's efficient. We've been talking about that for 12 years too, and it's very small. Okay, so I think we've wasted too many words in that. Cryptocurrencies, there are two types. There's a cryptocurrency which might actually do something. Think of a cryptocurrency as an embedded smart contract in it, and that we can use it to buy and sell real estate and move data. That may have value. And then there's one which does nothing. I call it the pet rock, the Bitcoin or something like that. And so on the Bitcoin, there's, first of all, and I'm not trying to make a joke here. There are use cases, AML, fraud, anti-money laundering, tax avoidance, sex trafficking. Those are real use cases, and you see it being used for hundreds, maybe 50, $100 billion a year for that. That is the end use case. Everything else is people train among themselves.
Diamond also made it clear if you want to invest in Bitcoin.
Ouch. What a noob. Man, this guy is so newbie. So, again, my whole thesis on this narrative that's happening is to keep people stuck in the past. For those that don't know that Bitcoin now has technology integrated into it, they don't know Taproot exists. They don't know ordinals exist. They know none of that shit exists. They don't know about bitmaps. They don't know about VMPX. Now they know about they can agree with Jamie on this. So that's why I'm saying this dude's a lame ass motherfucker, because he bashed crypto, but then him saying this is the last time I'm gonna talk about it. We fuck with smart contracts. Like, damn, bro. Damn. We know you fuck with smart contracts. We know JP Morgan already has a blockchain going, and they've been looking for networks now. Now it all starting to make sense. Everyone's looking for a network to help host the future, right? But what the future is RPCs. X1 taught me this. So in the future, all these banks, the places they say they're going to be, like, I know that JP Morgan, I think, just recently said they're going to, or no, Citibank, for instance. Citibank uses an Avalanche or X chain to do transactions. And when Ordinal showed the fuck up, that's why Avalanche, I think, in my opinion, my personal opinion, I think Avalanche's CEO had to bash Ordinals and inscriptions because it was disrupting business. That's the only reason you would do that, and sacrifice your brand. Because now I think Avalanche as a brand for a crypto enthusiast, someone who's really into it, someone who understands blockchain is going to change the reality, and ownership of the blockchain is part of the reality change, right? So again, that's why I think Cardano can't get out of the slumps. I think Avalanche literally just slumped themselves with that one. Slump mode. Makes me bullish again on Doge. Doge is one of the most bullish things I'm on right now, and I'm so sorry to anyone in the past that I said don't buy Doge and hold it. I was ignorant. I was on the wrong narrative. But now I understand that all these VC-funded blockchains are not good for storage. So users are going to be looking for that, and that's the price of the coin. The more expensive the coin becomes, the more expensive the storage becomes, and that's why X1 chain is needed, because X1 chain is going to have the answer to inscriptions where there's a layer 2 inside the layer 1. So this way it doesn't disrupt the layer 1 call data, right? You'll be able to roll up a ton of on-chain data inside of the layer 2. Now, how expensive that gets, I don't know. That's the part where it's like, what? That's why I was saying in Spaces yesterday, I was like, damn, does that mean that we're going to be like having data centers for X1 chain if it becomes very successful because of the scaling of hardware to run the network? Right now, it's going to start off as like a bedroom idea, just like Bitcoin was a bedroom idea, a living room idea, I like to say. People were mining Bitcoins in their garage and living room. Right now, they're literally spending $2, $3, $5 million to start a Bitcoin mining farm. Right. So from bedrooms to $5 million in the middle of Wyoming or whatever. And that's what a lot of these brands in crypto can't do. They can't get up and out of the slumps of the bedroom miner to push to the next level. So we have just VC ran companies at the top because they got the money to afford the bandwidth. Right. But again, users do want to use crypto. They do want to buy block space. They do want a simple experience, and Again, first principles is alive right now. It's just spread out all over the fucking galaxy of crypto. And when X1 comes to existence, I do have a really good feeling about its consolidation of the idea of first principles on a blockchain. So yeah, super duper bullish on it. Why we're at, I mean, this, I could segue into everything in Zen world. Yes, while we're mining motherfucking XENblocks, bro. Right, we're mining XENblocks, we're running nodes, all that X1 stuff, because it's part of the next evolution. Here, let's look at it. What's your guess on BTC's lowest before the new all-time high? I think we can get as low as 32, but I think that might be hopium. So I'm gonna go with 36, 35. I don't want to go too far away. I don't want to get too abstract, because again, this is a battle for supply. Our last bit of supply battle with BlackRock, before they take a big chunk of it, right? And you'll still be able to get Bitcoin. So I'm not saying like they're going to own all the Bitcoins. What they're going to own is the distribution of them bitches. So when you want to go and buy on a spot, you're going to be fighting to get your bits out of there. When you didn't need to do that, you could have went to Coinbase, right? And they're going to teach people this. This is my thought. Like, if people are going to learn how to become decentralized, but they're going to go through the centralized first. It's just an unfortunate event. We won't be able to capture them. Some will be able to. Most we won't. The way I think we'll be able to capture a lot of people into decentralization will be like, again, social media and data. So like a social media app runs at high volumes of data, and that's why it doesn't really work on the blockchain. So again, with like an X1 chain and it introducing a new way of storage, it could potentially have the capabilities to provide this service for a real on-chain social media. Bring your thinking caps. We got this shit. It's going down. And yeah, so on Bitcoin, I do think we're gonna have a battle for block space, because it's apparent that the people or more people are waking up to what's really going on here, versus the hopium of like, this is gonna change the world and just, you know, free Africa from their government. You know, like, yeah, that's dope, but realistically, as a network, it's about bringing humanity together and getting us one step closer to finite communication. You know, that's again why everything in crypto is moving to a cell phone. Crypto will save cell phones. How about that? Another prediction. But yeah, look for around 36, 35. We break lower than that, then yeah, definitely 32, 31 on the table. We break lower than that, then somebody blew the moon up. We didn't land on the moon. Somebody blew the moon up. What the fuck? What happened? What's happening here? But yeah, let's look at it. So wow, we got 125 read-only nodes online now. So this one you can run without having a fancy dancy computer. This one is more based on RAM. So it's not a validator where you're gonna need CPU power to help with your speeds. I mean, CPU power will work too. Fuck it. If you got a powerful computer, who cares? Run a read-only node. From the camp right now, some people are running miners. From here, they're running the miner and a read-only node at the same time. Inside of the VAS. Currently, it's not set up, but people are just getting hip and you know, starting their comprehension, because in the future, when X1 chain is live, running a read-only node will also mine you XEN. And if you have XENM staked, it'll get you even more XEN. It's I'm butchering it hard right now. But yeah, long story short, the read-only nodes will be beneficial for some sort of token distribution if you're looking to get more involved with the X1 network. Now the validators, boy, we had a goal where we wanted to get to 200 or to 100 by Sunday. So today is Friday, January 19th, 24, and we're up to 106 online validators. That's amazing. I mean, it says 124, but you can see here we do have 17 that are in maintenance. So these people have set their nodes up, but it's not online. Not sure why. Maybe they turned it on to see if it worked. They got it all set up, and then they just like were like, fuck it, you know. Because again, it's testnet, so it's not that important. What was important was the validators that are online. So seeing 100 people show up before the like target date, it makes me even more bullish on this experiment, because now we have the data to see that people want this, right? It takes a dude like a Jack Levin to put the ping out for everyone to show up. So big ups to JL for at least taking the heat to put it together and putting the ping out so all the cyberpunks can pull the fuck up and get our piece of internet back. You know, I just woke up to this shit, man. I just realized that this is where my camp has been this whole time. I just didn't know it, you know. But yeah, from fixing my PlayStation to running X1 validator nodes, fuck with me. And yeah, this is kind of where I'm seeing a lot of cool ideas happening. So if you go here to the validator page, you can start to see everybody's little thing. Shout outs Hash Heads, Tree City West. You got your boy. This is me. 3x6 staking. That's kind of what the brand's gonna be. I got. Oh shit. We got 2 people delegating on the address. It's lit. Oh, we got 3. Well, 3 delegators. My bad. I said 2. It's right here in my face. Yeah, go out there and have fun. What it is like, I said this yesterday, but we'll just kind of give a refresh. So when it comes to validators, there's going to be certain ways that you're going to want to think about being a participant in X1. So if you don't have, let's say, 100,000 XN to stake and well, I guess you need 2 things. You need a super boss computer and then 100,000 XN, right? So if you can't get your hands on a super boss computer, but you can get your hands on XENM, then you can just get a dedicated server and set up a cloud server to run your validator, which I'm sure a lot of people will do. I'm sure a lot of these below already are validators in the cloud. But you'll also have hardware builders. And that's kind of why I think we're going to be seeing like things like this, like Zen Crypto multiple times, like Cypress Prime multiple times, ZenPub multiple times, because you're going to have validators using the same pub key in different parts of the planet so that they can help the network and also gain a significant amount of traffic, right? And then the more votes, that's what's going to happen next. It's like, cool, you got a powerful ass computers, all around the planet, now you got to get people to come and stake so that you can get more votes to be able to mine more blocks or validate more blocks on the blockchain, right? So who you delegate to is going to be important, because you're not just going to want to delegate to Joe Schmo, right? Maybe you will. Maybe Joe Schmo has real estate on X1 chain. But what I'm thinking is like what I used to do on Tron and back in the day with that delegated proof of stake was just go to my favorite brands that I've seen on Tron, and I would just do like 1,000 here, 1,000 there, 1,000 here, 1,000 there, right? And that was because I didn't have the ability to run a validator, but I had Tron, right? So if you're not going to have the supercomputer in the 100,000 XN or XN, but then you just have the 100,000 XN, you can find your favorite validators and delegate towards them to help their votes go up. And that's why, again, I do think it will be kind of funny when we see where people are delegating, who's at the top, right? Organically, I think everyone's going to probably put some chips on Jack. Everyone's going to put some chips on Zen Crypto's concepts. And they're also developing it too right now, so that so that this is verifiable, and you won't have like people taking data, right? Somebody already tried to make a fake Zen pub, and then Yosef like figured it out and was able to. Is it still here? He was able to rug. He rugged their photo. It's pretty funny. Yeah, maybe they've already gone. Yeah, see, they're already gone. So he rugged their photo, and then they had to change everything. So, and then he made it secure, which was securing the JSON file so that no one could change it, or something like that. I don't know what the fuck he did. He did something though that he'll have to tell me one day. Space Panda, who's that? Cool name, Space Panda. Mom's Basement. Shout outs to the Mom's Basement. I think mini Xenians need a video on Node and cloud server stuff. Yeah, I mean, yo, follow Tree City West. He's got the vibes. Me personally, I don't want to get too, like, you see, like, I like to guide people towards creation of the crypto, but when it comes to blockchain, you can fuck shit up. So what I would do personally to get started is start to learn about delegated staking. You know, get a notebook. Where's it at? We got the notebook right here. Maybe that's what I'll do. Crypto Bros homework notes notebook. Because yeah, you need to go and do the notes, man. The notes would be, let me learn how delegated staking works. Let me learn how validators work. Then it goes, let me learn why I want to be a validator. Let me learn how validators make money, right? Everything about a validator in crypto and why it works that way. So then that way, when you get the instructions, you're not, it's not foreign, right? And when it comes to mining is in the same retrospect where this isn't challenging. This is actually just historic grooves to hear. Like everybody who's ever mined before, this is what they've looked at. Linux, you know, Linux has been the same forever. It's never changed, right? I remember looking at Linux way back when I was a kid, thinking like playing math games, and I was like, oh, this is cool, you know. So now I'm on Linux mining crypto, and again, this isn't anything different. So like, it's like, yo, you want to become a miner? Go learn about Linux, right? Go learn about Bitcoin mining. Go learn about GPU mining, proof of work, Ethereum, and then learn how we doing this, right? And then when you get those two things checked off, it all makes sense. We're just continuing history here. We're not changing up anything or doing anything different than anyone else has done. The main difference in Zen world and X1 chain is that it's all like-minded individuals with the same fucking goal, which is give us the internet back. Because you can't get it back from Bitcoins. And then Ethereum's one ECF approval away from exploding. So got my eye on ETH. The ETF in ETH could take it to that imaginary number that I heard once of $19,000. Yeah, we put it up here, 800%. When we say ETH ETF, that actually makes some sense. So again, I think we're in a turbulence mode, you know, people taking profits, scaring motherfuckers for the last time. And then after that, it's game on. Game on. New internet has arrived. Are you hip to the scene, or are you still worried about credit? Credit system's fucked, you know. I don't think the credit system will ever fix itself. We're in total debt now. Like, I forgot like how much credit debt we're in right now. Damn, when's in browser so that I can do Google searches, but I'm using instead of using Google, I just like go to AI. That'd be smarter. Whoa, my bad. I said that out loud. Fuck. No one's watching this, right? 22 people. It's just my Zen homies. Big ups, man. Thanks to everyone that's watching and chilling. It's Friday. You know what I'm saying? Social credit system is next. Yeah, the social credit system is next. Browsing. I'm browsing the internet. Hey, bro, that's a good one, dude. Hey, dude, that's actually a really good one. It was just the fun Zen homies here. So like, imagine we take a browser and then we instead of oh, you can't see my browser here. Oh, I can't pull it down so you can see it. I'm sorry. That's because I make it so you can't see my URLs. But imagine in the URL browser where instead of me typing in this question in the browser, that browser is actually linked to like Zen AI. And then like Zen AI prompts me with this, like you literally just take this URL and just use Zen AI to feel it all. I have the brain for this stuff, but sometimes I don't have the work ethic. So I can spit it into existence, but I can't make it real. Maybe I'll try to make it real, because that'd be cool. A Zen browser, people would really have to take us serious at that point. They'd be like, what the fuck? They made a browser with their AI, and you have to hold a million Zen in order to use the browser. And then we can use it and say that it searches faster than Google. Yo, community project on deck. Wow, that's a fun one. That's a fun one. But yeah, so the total household debt has risen by 1.3%, reached 17.29 trillion. Jesus. Right? House debt, credit debt. We're fucked, dude. I don't know how in the hell we are going to get out of this. And we saw that thing on if you've been following Jack on let's pull that clip up, because that's a pretty funny clip. So Jack posted this clip of oh damn, I just saw Lance post. He said, I repeat, we gonna go into a dive. Man, I hope we dive up. Hey, shout outs Rome. Zen in the house. Hey, a lot of Zen activity going on. Don't stake with Jack. Hey, this is a pretty chill stream with Jack and Fred. Remember, I was just talking about Fred, man. And now I understand Fred. And now I understand this relationship even more. Good for them. I'm glad that this is their reality. We living in their dream right now. I got a big dream, but these motherfuckers are dreaming. Like, they dreaming big, bro. They said, give us our internet back. That's kind of every interpretation of these, I don't know what we're going to call them, but let's just say like the 80s cyberpunks. Like the people who were playing with Linux. Even Jack said he was on beta Linux. So Linux kind of got jacked from everyone when it got UI. You know? And if you're really good on Linux and the open source community, everybody is for profit now. So I can see them in... I'm like, yo, we living in their dream, bro. Eventually, we'll be these people, and people will be living in our dream, right? And that's why it's dream big in crypto, because it's our reality. Everyone else is trying to tell us it's not, but it totally is. Jamie Dimon is saying Bitcoin's not backed by anything, but is horny for smart contracts. It's like, damn, does this man not know that Bitcoin has changed? But even this person right here, let's look at this. Look at the world is allowing Jack to be political right now. It's kind of funny too. Where's that video at? That shit was calm OD. Oh yeah, this right here.
Bonds still safe to invest in?
Very much so. I think this is not an issue of credit rating. The United States can pay any debt it has because we can always print money to do that. So there is zero probability.
I love this dude's face. He's just like, damn, he really just said that shit. Yeah, so they can just print money, man. And printing money just means double it up. So this is a an always rising concept. I don't know how we fix it. I've watched and read so many different things of everybody's hypothesis on how to fix this. And then it's 2024 and on Meet the Press, someone just says, yo, we just print the money. You can never go in debt. That means if you're in debt, you're never going to get out of it because you're always in the shadows of people that are in the gains. And again, that's why like crypto is a special sector, because people actually can change their wealth on speculation. Now, the crazy thing about this part that we're living in, and again, why I feel like we're living in these guys' world, we're in our world, but we're really in their world when it comes to the reality of today's market. And that's why Fred is always talking about Bitcoin ETFs, because he's been on Wall Street in tech since the late 90s or mid 90s, you know? So this is what they've wanted to see. They want to see Bitcoin ETFs, right? This is their top. Now what's next, right? Insert Jack Levin to continue the conversation, right? Oh, what's next, man? Well, why don't we just make the best, right? Let's just make it the best. And that's going to be X1 chain, because Bitcoin, unfortunately, in my opinion, is left the station. Get you some. Same with ETH. Get you some. You know, maybe everything else too. Just get you some. I don't know how much you need to get. I would say get Solana for sure, because they're introducing mobile crypto, and that's going to be a future for sure. This isn't the first time we've seen this. There's been other mobile crypto companies. Still some around right now. One of my favorite that's timeless is Dent. Dent never falling off, man. They're constantly evolving too. So look at this chart. Gosh. Let's see the max. This is an OG coin from my day, 2017. It's actually pretty smart. Yeah, mobile connectivity for traveling, messaging people on blockchain powered. So Dent is tight. So basically Dent has an app that has the eSIM. Like if you have an iPhone, or if you have a phone that introduces the eSIM, they take they could take advantage of that. That's kind of why it was cool the iPhone 15 has the eSIM. But again, they're gated as fuck because it's Apple, and that's where Apple is fucking up for their user, right? The garden is going against the Eden, and Samsung phones, Solana phones, anyone who's taking advantage of the eSIM is going to be the future of wireless, in my opinion, for sure. You know, I have a whole weird OG feeling about the eSIM because I like the original SIM cards. If you don't know anything about cell phones, you should probably learn about them. I have a crazy random background in cell phones because of when I worked for Apple in my heyday of life. I don't know what the fuck, but yeah, I worked for Apple in the retail store between late 2010 to early 2019. So I was in that bitch from the iPhone 4S to the iPhone like 12, maybe it was the 12, maybe it was the 11. I don't really remember. But the evolution of watching Apple take the iPhone from the cell phone store and put it into the Apple store was wild. And I was a part of that transition for the user, for the customer, right? Because Apple didn't want people going to like a Best Buy to buying an iPhone, because what that did was it detracted people from getting the phone. And that's why Apple stores used to have lines down the block for iPhones. It used to be very hyphy, and it was all part of the marketing scheme to get iPhones in the hands of the American consumer, and it worked perfectly. And I happen to be, again, part of that transition. So I have a little bit of a relationship, I guess I can say, with the SIM card, knowing how flexible of a transition that can be between devices. But the eSIM is a really awesome thing for cell phones because, again, you can take advantage of a lot of different things. And now we have a Dent, which you can use to give yourself a phone if you don't have phone reception, right? This is just a little bit harder because, again, it's all network based. So why the fuck would I get Dent over like Verizon, T-Mobile, right? Those are like enterprise grade cell phone companies. And that's why you would do that, because they're enterprise grade. You wouldn't want to just do this personally. Personally, I think this is more for the third world, and that's why it hasn't really taken off. It looks really good, but in the first world, there's no real reason for anyone to have the Dent idea. Like, it's like, bro, I'll just get Verizon, dude. You know, like, I'll get what relies on me. And this is, again, why I'm saying I have a hunch that we are moving into communications with cryptos, and they're going for the connection, the LAN connection, right? The way we get to the LAN connection is by setting up nodes, right? If I have a node and I have a bunch of them on fiber Verizon, and I'm banging on Verizon because the transactions are happening, Verizon might get very interested in this and decide to say, fuck it, we'll just hook up to X1, right? Or we'll just hook up to Bitcoin. We'll just hook up to Ethereum. Now we're like at that part of like, that's my dream, right? In my dream, I want to see a major company hook up an RPC to one of these blockchains to get us on the fucking internet. And I'm going to be there. Front row. With my feet like tapping on the floor and shit. Like, damn, they really about to do it. Who's going to do it first, though, is the question. Who's going to integrate it first? Who's going to have it where I go over here and I go and I hit some button and it's like, oh man, I got the best like connection for some reason. I don't really know what we would need it for, but that's again why I'm saying I do see messaging coming, and that's why people might need the most connection speed, because they're actually using crypto to talk to people. Like, we've gone from just sending like you know, the message of like, I'm gonna give you 2 Bitcoins. Like, we've gone from that transmission to like actual conversation on Bitcoin for like 30 seconds that someone pays for. and they are down because it's communication that they can access. So it's a really abstract thing. I don't want to disappoint you, but Microsoft Bing has built an AI into it called Copilot. Yeah. So does Brave. I haven't updated my Brave, but my Brave has AI too. But that's what I'm saying. We could do that with Zen. So it's not really a ball buster because we already have Zen AI. It would just be someone making a browser API app and then just using the you would just need to bring, I don't know how to do it. I'm just thinking of how it probably would happen, which would just be bringing Zen AI to a local server so that it could go. But then that's why it would make a lot of sense later. See, you see how it's starting to build out? It's like, it would make a lot of sense later once X1 chain is live and we can get the validators to help us do things. Where it's like, yo, validator homie, let's do this. Like, you guys got all this bandwidth. Let's do something else. You know? But that's in the future, right? That's like 2-3 years down the future now. Where we'll be able to siphon some of the bandwidth from X1 chain for personal usage. But right now, I think it's just going to be community pushing. It's kind of like Bitcoin right now. Like, finally, you can be personal on Bitcoin. You can make a brand. You can bring people away. And then, oh yeah, that goes back to what I was talking about with like bitmaps. It feels like bitmaps is getting too far away, too abstract. Meanwhile, everyone else is putting everything into a funnel, whereas bitmaps is like still like becoming like a cyclone. So I'm not gonna like dump my bitmaps. I'm for sure holding them. But I think I'm hopefully we can get a dip in bitmaps, even lower, like back down to like dead price. See, the thing about bitmaps, well, so this can go two ways, because the thing about bitmaps is it's a really clean, simple narrative. But the problem with bitmaps is the more abstract it becomes, the harder it's going to be to keep everyone in, right? So it's going to see highs, it's going to see lows all the time, until it really gains that foundation that it's moving in the right direction. So we'll see what happens with it. But I'm going to keep my eye out on this idea that like, hey, I wouldn't be surprised if bitmaps decides to test lower lows so that it can really flip script right now. Because the script right now is like, people are saying own a bitmap to do XYZ. So once people are done with the XYZ, they're just gonna move back. Oh God. Get this guy out of my face. See, that's the bitmap representative, bro. That's not good. Let's see what's going on here. Yeah. So let's see. I can't wait to check and see what tokens I can claim because I own a bitmap. Because the bitmaps I own. Bitmap is the good kind of gift that will always keep giving. See, this type of hopium, this is the type of shit I hate to see. That's why I like Zen again. Zen is work. In Zen, you burn your coins for something on the other side. This hold like, oh, let's hold some shit. We go get some shit. That doesn't sound right. That sounds like that has failed a lot of crypto users. Just holding and waiting for gifts. That's not good enough for me. I want to see bitmap chatter where people are saying, isn't it amazing that there's nothing else like bitmap? Where are those at? Bitmap dumping, I'll buy back lower. People going nuts for a shitcoin. So it's kind of in here, right? The meta is already in your face. It's up to you to be the type to receive it, right? And then this is why I was like, dude, this morning I woke up and I was like, yo, the whole like keep dropping coins, that shit don't make no sense. People are losing sight of the original, which was this is connected to Bitcoin blocks. That means I can make one now. Like any of us can make one. Who wants to make one on Bitcoin? We can start it as a Zen community, for real. All we got to do is make a coin and mint them all out and then just give it purpose. And tell people like, oh yeah, every time a block, this is connected to the block production. It takes from the Bitcoin, the bitmap concept. Yeah, bitmap will own it, but fuck it. Ooh, this was at the 40s earlier, so it's going up. But yeah, all bitmaps are doing is grabbing this block and putting competition behind inscribing a block. But the problem that I don't understand why no one's solving is the indexing. So I would love to see more chatter about how they're indexing bitmaps, but also like I never see that type of stuff. I never see anyone talking about the future of bitmaps. Now I see these parcel conversations, and again, if you know me, I am very bearish on the parcel conversation. So something did happen yesterday that was kind of funny. LOL, dumbass tweets. Just a small question of adoption of such Zen browser. If you have a Bing Edge browser and soon a Google, yeah, everybody will have a browser. But the thing is that or I guess I don't comprehend. But that's a good way to get adoption, would be making a browser, because that's what you do. Microsoft isn't in Macs, so it's obviously not trendy for that yet. So it's like a first mover advantage. The day Apple decides to do AI, we will start to then really be ushered into that world. Again, America runs on Apple, so regardless to all the cool shit that's going on in the planet, the consumer in America got iPhone. Like I'm getting ready or I'm picking my destination. Am I getting a Samsung or am I getting a Solana phone? But I'm getting ready to have two phones because I won't be able to leave iPhone. Unfortunately, my family would hate me if the family group went to green bubble because of me. I'll be shunned for life. All right. So I'm an unfortunate American that has to own an iPhone. So I know once we can see Apple like Safari having some sort of like AI browser, we are truly in the AI world, where they like, maybe they put Siri in there. I don't know. I actually don't know how Apple, let's see. Apple currently, Apple actually already doing AI. Yeah, see, that's what I'm saying. If Apple's doing AI, when they bring that shit to the browser, oh my goodness. Let's see, does Apple own an AI? Apple will reportedly offer a combination of cloud-based AI and an AI on a device processing. Damn, man, people are really gonna give away their fucking information. Wild. Yeah, see, like that's what's gonna be funny. It's like you're gonna be forced to have a crypto phone and wait for everyone to catch up. Where it's like, oh, how do I protect myself so Apple doesn't know everything about me? It's like, oh, you gotta get a crypto phone. You know, that's a conversation for the future. But knowing that Apple is gonna work their ways into generative AI is next up. You know. And again, that goes back to the big maps things. Like big maps is a metaverse play in Bitcoin. So what the fuck, you know? How many people are really indexing for it? I'm gonna hold mines though. I got them for free. But yeah, my hopium on these being extremely valuable is still there, but I'm gonna let everyone else feed it. I'm just gonna be in the back. But currently I'm kind of bearish on the success, on the overall success. I think it could see some more lows to gather some new heads, get back to that OG state, and then take off from there or something. But we'll see what happens, you know. Get you a bitmap, get all the free airdrops. Shit. I know somebody did something yesterday. They like took like a bitmap and then they put a bunch of parcels on the internet. Where is this at? I know this guy posted it. Bitmap number 9. Where is it at? The first? Oh yeah, this right here. So this happened yesterday. They were like the first 100 wallets to inscribe "Be the bitmap" will get a Genesis parcel whitelist. So Genie Data, which is a similar site to like Dune. So it's a query site, like where you go and you make like you know, you like how do you say this? Like you can make things. So yeah, now they have ordinals. But what I'm saying is I don't know who created this, but what they did was they got everybody's wallet address that wrote that. And it's crazy. I mean, it's crazy cool because whenever you do, again, when you do an inscription on Bitcoin, you're just simply writing a JSON text on top of the Satoshi, right? So as long as there's a browser on the other side or like a website on the other side that's using the Bitcoin as like a server, it can query that data and create new tables and new ideas and new images and new blah blah blahs. So it is pretty cool to see you know, people using the technology that's at hand. The weird thing is like, you know, where does it go from here? This is you know, where does it go from here? You know, what is this? The Genie map. Oh, so this is some sort of data website. Yikes, it's taking a long time to load. So you see how this is taking a long time to load? That's it grabbing the information. So this is awesome that we're seeing this right now, because this is what I mean. This website is using Bitcoin information and is relaying it to us right now. We're seeing it in real time. So that's why when I scroll on this page, or let's say I hit next, it's going to take a second to load because it's got to go and reach to the blockchain and come back and tell me what's up. Right? So that's really cool. HTMLs. Yeah, I'm going to explore this website. This is a pretty cool website. Here, I'll drop it into the chat for those that want to get into it. But it's called Genie Data. Whew. And this thing's making my computer work. But yeah, you see this? This is a JSON file. That's all it is. Look at somebody's server. They uploaded their server. So this is kind of, you see how we have this one right here, which is like someone's public key JSON that they needed to go into the internet so that they can use it. This is something that I learned with X1 chain. So it's going to be really cool to watch the inscription world become private, where people are going to like probably do a protocol, or like there'll probably be like a standard where when you put the inscription through, you can mask what's on it so that people can't see it. Man, this is crazy. It's cool though. A lot of transfers, a lot of stuff. And again, man, I think Ordinals is going to be next up. So it's definitely time to get hit to understand how all this stuff is. And again, I'm hyped. I'm not trying to hate on the idea of bitmaps. I'm just saying be curious on whether or not it's really being progressive or if it's being too spread out. Because that's when you get caught up inside of a project, is when they start spreading out the liquidity, and then you're just sitting there holding a bag, right? So bitmaps has a lot of opportunity and has a lot of people talking about it, but again, I don't see anyone technically talking about bitmaps. I see everyone only talking about profits. No one really talking about the future of it. So it just makes me a little nervous that someone else can capture that that flag, because there is something here. But it needs to be recognized, and they definitely are not recognizing it. No one is horny for the blocks like we are in XENblocks. But yeah, so we'll go ahead and wrap up this stream real quick though. In Zen world, we're gonna see what happens this weekend. Again, I've been talking about down being on the table from two different ways. People being like, I'm gonna exit Zen now, grab the liquidity before there's no LP, right? We do have doomsday concepts like that, but then we also have Bitcoin pulling back, mainstream pulling back, and we're essentially waiting for these markets to stabilize beforehand. But again, yeah, we see it there. I doubt it. We broke the 72 here. I'm expecting lower lows on fucking Bitcoin, so I am expecting lower Zen this weekend. And with that being said, I'm very curious on how low we're gonna go. Hopefully it's a steal the ETH event, right? Steal the ETH, go in there, take that shit, take it all, put all the Zen on the market. X1 chain's on the way, so a dip in Zen, this would be a perfect opportunity for you to pick up some of those Zen coins for the low ski. So you can burn them for whatever's coming out next to give you them XN tokens, baby. Yeah, because 100K gonna be a hard one to get if you're trying to be a validator, right? Hopefully you're mining Zen blocks to, again, offset your Zen burn, right? That's what the Zen blocks are, securing your position in X1 chain. So you want to get the security token to secure your position. But yeah, feel free to, keep on the quest of the Zen. If we get these lower lows, which I'm pretty sure we're getting ready to get, play your game and play it smart. Another 90% is expected. That's so here's one thing to play a factor. If it catches, the thing I've learned in this scenario is that something can go 99%, but as soon as it recovers, whatever this was essentially is no longer like 99%. So you see how I move this down and it goes like that. But we're gonna flip this around real quick. So you see how from here to here, and now from this top to this bottom, right? This is like where we have our bottom at. This is the 90% from this resistance area that we've never gone up and touched. So technically this has been on the table. We just been waiting for it to play out because we're 50% through it in a sense. Yeah, we're like 50%, right? Oh, I guess we've been to the 70% mark. Right now we're back at that like 66% mark. So that's why like these lows, 7 zeros, 52, they're on the table for someone to take if they sell their Zen, which is hilarious. Because what a chess match it's been. Once it recovers, this no longer is 99%. This turns into a percentage based on the recovery, which is pretty cool. Because now if you look at the chart, none of it's really 99% on the daily. Where we were at 99%, like for instance from here to here, is no longer 99% because it filled in. But this used to be 99%, but now it's 82% because it filled in. Pretty cool shit. Yeah, so as more buys come in, as people sell, the 99% get smaller. And a fair launch. Free nugget for the other fair launch coins out there. You want the 99% in the bounce. Because once it goes 99, as soon as it bounces, everybody that sold is fucked. If the coin has life. Yeah. What up, crypto dude? What up, Dank? Y'all just pulled up right when I'm about to get up out of here. But yeah, that's so insane. If Zen adds a 0 right now before X1 chain, what a crazy matrix we live in. But it's totally on the table right now not because people think Zen is dead, but because we follow the same patterns as Bitcoin. And Bitcoin's not looking so good. So more than likely, Zen is going to be risk off for a lot of people who don't want to suffer, it going down. If people are smarter now, so they're not going to want to suffer. They're probably going to go into different assets. And that's kind of why I see DXN. All right, I guess I'll leave with this nugget. I can see DXN holding its ground while everything else is fucking around. It has no ETH in the pool. So this is what DXN is teaching us. It's to look into the future of what life is like when there's no ETH in the pool. When there's no ETH in the pool, it's very, very short in moves. I mean, granted, this maybe got up to like 15 ETH. Now it's back at 7. So it didn't really get too much. But that's why I was saying you might want to take profit because this isn't exploding. This is just a good move. So the ETH is really low. The coin supply is really low. I'm looking at DXN as a real hedge against Zen inflation. So I'm bullish right now on DXN. I think DXN is getting ready to do something and fuck everyone's head up. And they're going to be like, whoa, what the shit? What the shit? But I'm not going to get caught leaning sideways again. I've already been caught like that. So still bullish on DXN, man. Do not sleep on this. Again, 50% of the supply is going to be out in 2 months. So it's really going to be hard to dump the price down as people hold, as new people enter. So again, what you would say to yourself is, well, bro, who fucking cares? They're just going to dump every 5,000, DXN on the market. La-di-do. This is never going to recover because of XYZ, right? But what I've learned in DXN is people don't care about the access list. That's old FUD. Whoa. See, there's people playing right now. Yeah, and there's still people playing. I didn't refresh this morning. So yeah, there's still some people playing. Looks like 7 people played. Was that like 1 ETH? Yeah, 1 ETH. So let's see. The top people are fighting over what? 1,000, which is around $1,000 worth of XENM. But they're spending here. Let's look at this person's transaction. They're probably on the access list, but they're still spending ETH, and that's why I'm no longer using the access list as like FUD to FUD myself out of. So you see this person here. They have access list. You can do this really simply. You can set up a Python script and run one burn through the script, and it'll put you on access list forever. I was saying you should do this when the gas is at its lowest. So the next time gas is like at 18, or next time gas is like in the teens, I'll make a video about how to do that. But yeah, the access list people still got to pay. It's not like they saving a bunch over time. They still paying ETH. So I'm off that FUD. That used to be personal FUD where I was like, damn, people are getting a discount. But ETH is still accumulating regardless to their discount. And that's what's important in DXN. And can you make a coin, bruh? Zen crypto, bruh. That's gonna be the coin. Maybe. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. I got one out there, but no one's selling it. The bruh coin on Bitcoin, nobody's selling it. Everybody's hodling. There's only 4 people, but we all believe. So yeah, let's see here. What did this person spend? So they sent 2,000. They spent $4 on the ETH. So this is what I'm saying. So they're on the access list. All they're saving is on the transaction. So the concept of running the actual transaction, that's where they're saving, not on the contract. So you see here in the contract, this person was returned 0.35 ETH from a 0.9 SEN, right? So theoretically, they spent, why am I blanking on this? Yeah, theoretically, they spent 5 or 4.45. So 0.45 ETH, and they got back 3.5 ETH. But that 0.45 ETH still went into DBZen, right? So the concept of the game here is not to get fudded out on simple FUD. It's actually to build a better strategy, which would be buying the coins from the market when they're at low points like this, and then getting access lists so that when you get when Zen is at its lowest and you can buy a bag to burn on DXN, you won't be paying a lot of gas to send the transaction, right? You'll still have to pay the protocol fee, but you just won't be paying a ton of gas to send that transaction, similar to this unit, right? That's why I'm like, man, people really fudded this out of DXN and got a position, right? And who cares if it goes up and they want to dump? I mean, that's just how crypto moves, you know? In crypto, prices go up and then they don't, you know? So look at this. Access list. Paid $4 in fees to send, right? Sent 0.4 ETH, but got back 0.04. You feel me? So they still paid a nice transaction or protocol fee. They left behind some ETH, a good amount of it. All right. So don't worry, guys. This is, I think DXN is working totally fine. That's math. Yeah, I couldn't. Oh yeah, I don't know. My mind is fried. I'm glad Tomocat you called that out. Even more ETH. I said 0.45. Fuck that. 0.55 ETH. Even more. So DXN is it's been fudded, but it's where it's at, to be honest. And that's my little nugget I'll leave y'all with. But yeah, I'm consolidating my my Zen back into DXN. I've been doing it for a couple of days, or not a couple of days, but like for a few weeks now. And yeah, dude, I think that's the sleeper in our ecosystem. I wish Phoenix had a better presence so it could be there, but it's just not there right now. So it's just an XN provider. It has the lowest barrier of entry when it comes to burning. You just pay a gas fee, burn your Zen. When you do it on DXN, it is an XN provider, but again, like I'm talking about, you got to pay some ETH. So it is a higher barrier of entry to get into X1 chain. And again, that's probably why you don't see Phoenix tokens on Dex Screener, because they're cheap to make. So people don't really care about them. Or they stake them. Crypto Dude says DXN, baby. But yeah, man, you guys have a safe weekend. It's going to be a crucial one for the Bitcoin world. I'm pretty sure it's going to get rugged. I'm pretty sure ETH is going to get rugged. Zen's going to get rugged. But again, just like I started off the beginning of the stream, when you look at the mainstream, they're literally telling you that they're getting ready to have a pullback for like the next 3 months, right? The water is nice, as Simple Waters would say, in crypto. So I don't see us having a 3-month pullback like the traditional markets. I can see us going down all the way through middle of February. And then out of nowhere, life. What that spark is, I don't know. Could be X1 chain. That would be funny as hell. Wouldn't it be funny if Jack released X1 chain right when the hopium surges into the crypto market, and we can kind of utilize X1 chain as a breath of fresh air? Gotta go. Peace.